So any talk of religion, if you mention God or spirituality in your profile, I'm out. That's a left swipe 100%.
You don't like when people have like John 3:16?
No, I do not. If I see that when I'm swiping,
like
my finger actually sizzles.
I feel like girls who are like have had like a really long slutty period, they're like redeeming themselves. They're like, you know what? Proverbs. This will fix it.
That's amazing. Hey everybody, welcome back to Menage-A-Pod, the hysterical comedy podcast about sex, dating, and relationships. I'm your co-host TJ, joined today, as always.
I heard you say co-host.
Thank
you for saying
your
that.
fragile feelings.
I mean, ding. All right, so I didn't bring the bell this week, guys. The shame bell or the garbage bell, as I think I'm going to start calling it.
Whatever it is, I'm glad
garbage
you
bell
didn't bring
feels
it.
fair. I didn't bring it this week because I feel like we have two beautiful women in the studio right now that I just thought he'd be like on edge enough that I didn't want to like embarrass him with the ding dings. So I feel like we're just going to not do it today. But next week it's coming strong because I ordered one on Amazon. It's
So an
a real
actual
one.
bell.
It's like an actual bell. It's not my app anymore, so you don't hear baby sneezes.
I was just saying this morning, what could Jenna do to annoy me more?
Ding.
There
just
it
that.
is.
So
Awesome.
I'm just going to say it for this episode. I hope you're prepared. You good, bro?
Are
you
you
good?
Are you prepared?
Are you?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, hi guys. Thanks for saying you're a co-host.
Yeah, I
appreciate
you
it.
expressed your concerns. Your feelings are important to me.
And they were
in
heard,
spite
and
of
they
what
were
I tell
valid.
everyone, I don't
Thank
hate you. So when you said
I appreciate that.
you want to be listed
Thanks,
as co-host,
buddy. Thanks. I appreciate
I do
that.
what I can. I mean, I'm kind of a giver.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was all right. Nothing too crazy happened. Just standard BS. I actually feel like I'm lacking because I don't have any funny or awesome stories to tell everybody. How about you?
I don't really have any. Well, I have a lot of stories, but none that I actually want to share. Except today I was talking to a friend of mine, and I feel like this is so good for our topic. So a friend of mine actually had met someone on like a dating app and never actually went out with him. Like they just kind of texted back and forth, and he like at no point asked her out on a date.
So the wedding wasn't imminent.
The wedding was
Okay.
not happening. They were not having babies. They were like not even DTF, right? Basically, they were texting back and forth, and she just kind of thought like maybe it was, he just wanted attention. You know, guys like that.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, I kind of am. Who just
That's
want
my
the
former self. I'm offended.
Fair. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she gets this fucking text message today that says, and I quote, because she sent that
Wait,
to
and
me.
before you read this, although we haven't introduced our guest yet, please, if you've got anything about
if you have
this,
something
go
to
ahead.
say, please say it. Warning, not safe for work content. Okay.
Like the rest of our show, but yeah.
Right, fair. He sends her a text message today that says, out of nowhere, hasn't talked to her for like weeks.
And they've never
went
gone on a date, never
on a
met.
date.
Okay.
He never asked her on a date. So it was like
So
bullshit
he's a pussy.
texting.
Got it.
Yeah. So today she gets this fucking text message that says, and I quote, "You're a cunt. No wonder
Your face is saying it all, ladies.
No
Oh my
wonder
God.
your husband left her dumbass. Good luck finding a guy with excessive baggage, you piece of shit." Who the fuck talks like that? So, being the amazing woman that she is, she's so sweet and like loving and like just like one of those people who glows from within. So she like tried to talk him down from the ledge, and she was like,
But they haven't talked for a few weeks.
they haven't even met. They haven't
Okay.
even met. And so she's like, listen, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like that kind of language is not okay with me. Like, why would you say that? By the way, I'm a single parent, and like I can't, sometimes I'm just very busy and I prioritize my child above my dating life. And so if you want to date me, I was always upfront about this. And if you want to date me, like it is what it is. I have very few.
I have to say that's the best thing about illegitimate children is you do not have to prioritize them as you date.
This is true. You just got to send some fucking money.
Right.
So he responds, "Spare me the self-righteous bullshit. Your idiotic response further validates my point. Go fuck yourself, cunt."
So are we hoping?
Fuck
wait,
is this guy?
guys, are we hoping this guy gets hit by a car like today?
100%.
Okay.
Yes. And then the texts go on and on and
But like
on.
what
I mean,
prep? So he sent it out of nowhere? Like did she blow him off?
Totally
out of
unprompted.
No, and here's the thing. She's so sweet. And she's like,
Was he drunk?
I don't think so.
I mean, it was like midday and
It was
he's a
noon.
professional. Yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been
So?
drunk at noon,
Yeah.
but it is Monday.
I don't
dusk.
know. And I mean, it just like keeps going on and on and on. And he was like, you're just the type of person who agrees to meet, then completely flakes and doesn't respond to texts for days. You're seriously beyond clueless.
I did that to
Maybe
so
you
many
shouldn't-
people. No one sent me a text like
Maybe
that.
you shouldn't be on a dating app if you don't have any time to date, you idiot.
Okay.
Who the fuck are you.
Well,
I was like, block. Like, don't even respond anymore. Go fuck yourself.
Can we just say that just confirms that there are shitty people out there? I'm sure everyone in this room knows that there are shitty people.
But the thing is, he probably turned that around and was like, this girl's crazy.
Like,
and that's how
that's such bullshit.
Right,
right?
100%. But I'm sure to other people, he's like, this girl was insane.
Stereotypical
I
gaslighting.
dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Probably like deleted his text, in the group chat. He
And then
went through
screenshot it to his friends.
Yeah.
With
just her responses.
Wait,
Look at her blowing
is that not
me
cool
up.
to do?
I can't. Like, I was so blown away. And like, I get it. You're behind a computer screen, but like,
Keyboard
that doesn't
warrior.
mean-
It's that you have the
Yeah.
anonymity, so you don't really feel. You don't have to be nice. You treat people like shit.
Right.
That
you
happens
don't
all
have
the
to be a
time.
piece of shit. Like, be a good.
You don't have to
they-
be, but you
they
have
were
the
actually
freedom to
talking though. Like, it's not just a random guy in the DMs who's like, "Fuck you, cunt," for
this
not
was
responding.
text
You
message.
know?
Yeah, it wasn't even like still on the app. They had taken the conversation off the app.
be. Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Well,
That was
It's
bullshit.
definite bullshit. It's actually kind of a great story though, because I think that's going to make a nice little
It's
transition
like the
into the
perfect
topic.
segue into the topic, right? So today we're actually talking about red flags versus deal breakers, because the other night I was out to dinner with Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Jenny,
I mean, literally, like,
former
these people think,
Menage-A-Pod all-star. She's been here
Honestly-
2 times now.
so like, we're going to be best friends is really what this comes down to.
We met
because
this girl off
after-
Tinder. She's now been a guest and hosted an episode.
You
Yeah.
love your dating app.
Yeah.
And I
Did you
just
guys
love
like ask
people. Like,
I made
become good
apps for the
friends.
podcast
Yeah.
and literally swiped right on everyone.
You were like, we're looking for a third person.
No, it was more just like soliciting stories and whatever to see
Like
if
dick
we,
pics as well.
unfortunately, all the dick
TJ loves
pics.
a dick pic.
Is-
He's like, you're on the show.
Is it? But again, is
No,
it
that
art?
would be me. I'm like, you are coming to my house.
But is it an artfully crafted dick pic? Like
Does it
staged
matter?
nicely? Come
I
on.
think a dick pic is a dick pic. Anyway, Jenny and I had dinner the other night, and we were talking about like recent dates that we had, and I was telling her about this guy who like showed up with like yeah, exactly.
Oh, his
like,
sunglasses on?
sunglasses on his head
At
like, is that
nighttime?
no, it's during the day, which is fine, but like it's fucking winter. It's
But
not
the sun
summer.
does not come out in winter.
This is true. Look, okay, in all fairness,
This is
I
Alaska.
used to think
in
that,
all
I'm not gonna
fairness, I had my
Yeah, we're in the
sunglasses-
4 months of complete darkness.
I had my sunglasses on going into lunch, but I took them off and because I'm not a douchebag. Anyway, so he wore sunglasses on top of his head, and then there was this other guy who like cut up his tacos, which you know how I feel about tacos.
They're amazing.
Like, you can't fucking cut up your taco. That's weird. That's just weird. You're
Yeah.
weird, right? So like we're like joking around about it, trying to figure out like what's a red flag or a deal breaker, and she's like on a scale of like,
Where'd we settle on the tacos?
well, that's a deal breaker for me,
I think that's probably a good idea.
right? Like because
Yeah.
that's weird.
Like he doesn't want to get messy with you.
Yeah, he probably cuts
Yeah,
up pizza.
fair.
I
He
know.
cuts up
Yeah.
pizza. I can't date a man like that. Anyway, so we were kind of trying to figure out what that like red flag deal breaker scale was. Ultimately, it led us to today's topic. So, what is a deal breaker exactly? So, basically, it's a trait in a partner that outweighs any positive attributes that they might have. So, they'll often show up early in a relationship. Hopefully.
But what if the positive attributes are so awesome that no matter what they do, they're still great?
I mean, that's just girls in general. They justify anything. I think
fair? Well, fair.
Yeah.
We can
We love you
on the
already.
guy.
Yeah, it's so true. But in some cases, you might not come across it like until, I don't know, you've been dating for a little bit. Who knows?
Like second date.
Yeah. Or like,
He takes you back to his girlfriend's apartment.
it
that's
reminds
happened
me
to
of
me.
that friend. Shut up.
Is that like
It
a do not
reminds
do?
me
I
of that-
found her mail at her. It was her.
No!
Yeah, it was her apartment, and he
Well,
tried
as if the Z Gallery furniture wasn't like the
enough.
first fucking heads
right?
up.
Yeah.
And
I have so much shame. My couch is from Z Gallery. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
no, but this was definitely a woman's studio apartment, and she must have been gone. And so he goes out to take out her dog, and so I'm just in this apartment. I'm like, this is like a lot of women's things, but like I was like, he has a sister. I'm trying to justify it again. Date 2, and
What red flags?
Yeah, I'm like, no. I'm like, this is so nice of him. These are all of his sister's things. Like, what a great brother. No, this is his girlfriend. So I'm in the kitchen, and I call my girlfriends because I'm trying to explain. I was like, it's kind of a weird situation to begin with. And then there's mail all over, and it's a girl's name. There's nothing in his name. So this was her apartment, 100%.
Okay, so red flag or deal breaker?
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
no.
It was a deal breaker, 100%. But at the same time,
No, don't lie.
He walked in and he goes. so he walks in and he goes. He had an excuse. He goes, "Well, I bought this apartment." So then he tells me he has 2 apartments. So the story,
Sure.
you know.
But that's kind of a power move.
Well, you know, and when you're new in a relationship, you want to believe everything they're saying. So two apartments, fuck it.
So you flagged it, but
Right.
it wasn't a deal breaker.
Right. So he's like, this is actually my other apartment that I own, and she's renting here, and we're just staying like, it was, looking back on it now, it was so stupid. But at the time, I'm like, oh my God, what a good guy. Like,
Is he an evil genius? That's sort of what it sounds like.
I fucking hate that. And honestly, like, we know better. Like, deep down, I feel like you probably knew, but you weren't ready to say, okay,
100%.
about it.
But it was like date too. Like, it was not even like,
For
so
sure.
so it wasn't even like feelings were there. It
But
was
end
like,
of the day, you were the crazy one.
oh
for-
yeah, it turned around on me.
Why are you
Always.
looking at my mail?
Yeah,
Always.
yeah. Like, you're assuming things, like,
Always.
sir. So I had pictures. So
Listen, I once went on a date with a guy who took me
I don't believe it.
back to his. No, it's crazy, right? I don't date at all. Took me back to his apartment, and I
Parcheesi?
was going. I went in to go. What? I went in to go to the bathroom, and they were out of. He was out of toilet paper, so I went under the sink, which is like where people normally keep toilet paper, and there were fucking pictures stashed of his wife and family underneath it. In the bathroom, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I literally walked out, and I was like, "Who's this bitch?"
And
I didn't
a
say
bottle
that
of Valtrex.
or
tissues and
Viagra.
lotion.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. So
How did he?
We've all been
What
there.
did he say?
Oh yeah, we want to hear
He
this.
actually said, well, this is
They came with the frames.
No, he didn't. He was really honest about it because, like, at that point, how do you fucking...
that's what I
Yeah.
was saying about my situation. I was like, dude, once you're
Yeah.
caught, just like,
Yeah.
you're just like snowball.
No
Like,
chance.
I was
Yeah.
telling Jenna, we actually were talking before you guys got here, and I was telling her that there's a certain...
Wait, tell them who we are. I feel
Yeah.
like we haven't even. Sorry,
Wait,
did I?
I know, because we're a
hold
little
on.
out
sorry.
of order
Yeah,
at the
wait.
moment.
I'm
but
trying to
that's
jump the gun.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Can I... I'm just going to get through.
Yeah, get through
Sorry.
your thing.
Liz,
Go
put your
ahead.
hand
We're
up.
good. You're good. You're
Red
good.
flag.
So anyway, basically we view most of these things as like superficial, right? That are just kind of like annoying, but you can ultimately live with, like the sunglasses on top of his
Right.
head, right? But
And
a red flag-
in this hypothetical, are we 37 and single?
why do you? Why?
I'm
Why
just
you gotta be
saying.
a dick?
I feel like you got to lower your standards as you get to those.
Fuck you, even at the
God.
ding, 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 ding. This is when I need the bell. Anyway, while a red flag is more of like a warning sign, a deal breaker basically is like, I don't know, one step up from that, right? Like, think bigger so he's emotionally available and still hung up on his ex or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Right.
you'll have that. So, what are some deal breakers for you? If you see something on the apps, what are you going to swipe left on?
All right. I want to go into this, but I'm wondering if maybe we should introduce our guests
We'll,
at the
and get them to feedback.
and get
on this.
that. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I know I always say that I'm excited about the guests, but this week you can probably hear the excitement in my voice. Joining us today are two of the funniest women in Chicago. Together, they run the hysterical and universally beloved Overheard in Chicago IG account. Their content, it's all about conversations that are appropriately overheard throughout the Chicago scene, and their IG tagline is eavesdropping in the Windy City. Dating, sex, drinking, careers, friendships, fashion. No topic is off limits for these ferociously funny ladies, and no one is safe from their razor-sharp wit. So, before we throw any more praise on you guys, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Thanks. Wow. I don't know how we come back from that intro.
Right? Liz,
I
you
just
go?
want to say that I wrote it.
Yeah, we should like.
You did write it.
appreciate
You
that.
did
put
write
that on
it.
my LinkedIn.
I wrote when I wrote ferociously funny, I was like, ooh, that's good.
Yeah, that is great.
Live up to this hype now.
Yeah.
Okay, Liz, take it.
Wow, there's a lot on me. So you want to
No
know?
pressure.
So yeah, Tina and I run this account. Pretty much, I started this like a year or so ago, and really, I moved here from Michigan, and coming from Michigan, it was kind of a huge culture shock.
I'm sure.
The changes, like just the differences of people here, and I realized that there are a ton of people who are like transplants from other states. I mean, Chicago is just a hub, especially for like people right out of college.
Right.
And it was just the kind of thing where I realized that they were really relatable things. Like I'd tell people from back home situations I'd run into. And I've always loved like sarcastic writings. Like I did it in like high school. I know it sounds like stupid, but and I've just always enjoyed it. So it was something that I just started putting it on this account, and I was surprised at kind of the response that I got.
The response has definitely been good.
So I met Tina. When did we meet?
January 2017. I'm
This
psyched.
day-
That
I
day
have
will
time.
forever
Wow.
go down in infamy.
We're not dating.
What?
But
Hetero life partners, I got it.
when and Tina and I, we have very different backgrounds. Like Tina's from here.
Like I'm one of the, born and raised in the burbs, work in the city. My first job was an industry job. I worked at Cuvée, like doing bottle service. So you meet a lot of connections. You meet a lot of, the Chicago industry scene. And it's so different than like Liz's background.
Yeah.
But, it was perfect because I want to, bring in our different.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it kind of gave a good kind of dynamic because we have we have a very similar sense of humor, but we have sometimes very different responses to certain situations.
Oh, I'll take something completely differently than how she takes
like she'll
it.
get a text and she'll be like, "Can you believe this?" I'm like, "Well, yeah," So it doesn't like.
Do you think you're more practical?
I think I just came from a very sheltered, like small. I'm from Traverse City, Michigan, so way up north.
Good beer community there.
Yeah, not much out. Very small. There were 2 high schools. So I think I just am very like reserved. Tina's more outgoing, and I think it's just a good balance because she kind of brings me out of my shell, and I think sometimes I can.
Sometimes I
tone
can
her
tell her,
back.
I'm like, hey, if you don't end up wanting to hang out with me, just say hey.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you
but
mean?
no, she won't. She's like, oh well, blah 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 ended up happening, so
like,
I'm
maybe
just
if you
gonna do
want-
this. And I'm like, you could have said that earlier. You don't have to wait until I'm like, hey bitch, I'm here. Where are you? And I'm sitting by myself
So
at
she's
the
much
bar.
more assertive than I am, and not in just
That
like.
is not even assertive. That is
Well, this doesn't happen frequently.
well, no, she doesn't like to like hurt feelings, which is awesome.
Yeah, but
Me
at the
either.
same time,
Oh, fuck you. That's a lie.
but at the same
Ding ding ding.
Thank you.
You catch on quick.
Come from me. No, so it's been great because I think also Tina's connections kind of within the city, and she's really great at kind of promoting. And if I go out somewhere, I won't say. Well, first off, I normally look like shit. Like if I'm out, no.
You are such a bag of assholes.
But
Oh my
but
God.
I'm saying like if I'm even just out at like Spa Derma, but like Tina's very good at being like, hi. I help, like I run this account, you know what I mean? You're just very good at promoting.
relations.
Yeah. And I think I'm someone, I'll try to fit everything in one breath, like if I'm going to say something publicly. So it's just been a good learning experience for both of us. I think we both give and take, and it's been a good, just like dynamic.
But Liz is definitely like more calm, I would say. Like
Yeah.
I'm one of those like
Not-
attack, and she's very like,
unless I'm
okay,
drunk.
well
and
it's fine. Like
yeah.
that was really fucking rude, but it's okay if they do it one more time.
Yeah,
then you
I
can. I'm
justify.
like,
I justify
100%,
for everyone, even
100%.
people I don't know. So and unless I'm
Same.
drunk, if I'm drunk, I will stick
Oh,
up
she's
for
hilarious.
anyone and their brother
Via
like,
text message.
Via text, yeah.
Only text.
I'll mean text anyone. So that's my big fuck you. Like I'll be like, you better
That
wait.
seems like the lamest superpower
Oh
ever.
yeah, but I'm like, wait till you get home and you get this DM. So that's my big
my
like
gosh, that's
push.
so
But that's it. Like yeah. So but it's just a good dynamic. Like I think it's good that I think we balance each other out well, and we have the same sense of humor. And I think coming
Right.
from different backgrounds, it's like hard to
Yeah,
I don't know.
You see it through a different perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still like
Well, I know before we get back on topic, and we haven't talked about this yet, you guys are going to be launching a podcast yourselves, right?
yes, it's
A
taken
little
us.
delayed.
Yeah, we
Due to technical issues.
a lot of issue. We thought we would just walk in and start, and I Googled what we needed, and we bought.
Did Google lie to you?
Well, Google just did not know what we were looking for. Well, or I read it wrong because we had enough equipment for like a 7-person band. Like we had.
She said that she wanted to DJ a bar
mitzvah.
mitzvah.
Yeah, if anyone
For
needs,
sure.
yeah, if anyone
Yeah.
needs one, we have the equipment. We had.
Is this going to be another side hustle?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well. Like
It's going to be like the account, your actual jobs, the
Yeah.
podcast, your bar mitzvah.
Well,
DJ
literally though,
thing.
so and like we're reading all these things, it's kind of just like a different language. Like if you're familiar with, also the only people we contact to try and ask about this is DJs
Yes.
that we've known from our past, people we haven't talked to in forever, and DJs kind of,
And then just to reach out, like their heads already.
oh
like,
yeah, they think we want them, you know,
Yeah.
and we're like,
no, we just want your help. Like,
right.
You just
So these are DJs. Like I reached out to a DJ that I haven't talked to since like my freshman year of college.
Do you guys know it like a shitload of DJs?
yes,
I figured.
unfortunately.
But definitely everyone thought we wanted to fuck them, like when we were reaching out. And we were literally just thoroughly asking about, and they're like, well,
only mentioned like a mixer.
We sent
and
photos.
words that we don't even know.
And you don't even need the mixer.
well, we have 4 of them,
Yeah.
so.
we need one.
So
now,
there are
but-
podcast groups that TJ can tell you about, but
Yeah.
off
And
air
I-
that
and
will
like we
let-
talked
Well, we
about
would love your
before,
help.
I will
'cause-
definitely
Yeah.
So
help.
our last resort, what we did is we filled up my suitcase with everything we had, and we rolled our ass into where to go
Micro
first.
Center and then Guitar Center.
Yeah.
So basically, if it had a center in it, you guys were hitting it.
Well, we went to Best Buy. They turned us down. Then we went to Micro
They're like,
Center.
"You're
But
trying
if
to
you could
unpack?"
find Best Buy Center, they had everything you needed. Sure.
Yeah. Well, but we
No,
literally.
Best Buy was bad.
Yeah,
but
they gave us some other shit. We bought everything. So we literally roll in with this huge suitcase.
I want to go shopping with you
a
guys.
We
So
have
much.
photos. we opened it up. We're like, this is what we have.
The guy's scratching his head saying, what do you want me to do for you?
Yeah. So everyone was, they were as overwhelmed as we were. And we looked like such like bitches till we walk in. We're like, can you help us make this work?
Connect it.
Yeah, we're like, we just don't get it.
But then we felt bad because
Yeah.
But did you really?
So then we bought 2 more mics that we didn't need.
we did not need. But Jessica's like, thank you for your time. We'll buy like something.
Yeah, because this guy was like, fuck these bitches. He walked in. He was like, fuck you. So, but he knew, he's like, all you have to do. So basically, we didn't need the mixer. We just connected something wrong. We had the wrong cord in our mic or something. And I know it's like boring, but for us learning that, we're like, what? So long story short, now we at least have sound and we can record. But,
Nice.
Yeah. So
but we've been unsuccessful because me and Liz feel like we need to get sloshed every time we
Hammered.
record.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
that's me.
So-
Well, not really. Not anymore, but in the beginning.
7 or
And I
8 of
think-
these we've gotten pretty drunk on.
Yeah.
And
I gave her these edibles and
Yeah.
she's slurring her words at the end.
and I am
she's
not good with
Actually,
edibles.
those help me more. That helps me
Really?
more 'cause it's kinda
See,
sticks on my brain.
when I smoke, I just become like, I know I become weird. Like, when you can like see, you like hear yourself, you're like, why the fuck are you doing that?
No,
Like,
she slurs. She's bad at it.
Yeah.
But I went to a Canna Bistro dinner last night and everyone was just so happy.
What the
and
fuck is
chill.
Wait,
that? I
what's
want to do that.
I went to
Yeah.
one. Which company was it that did it?
Bartucci's.
Is it the thing where they like give you the address like the day before?
You walk in. Oh no, they gave it to us the day of. But you walk in, they hand you a joint. It's like just loosen up,
I need to
and
go to
then
that.
all
Can we
of
go to that?
it's
I wanna go to
all weed infused. So
Can you tell me the next time you go to one of those? Because I
I mean, I don't know if I
just
can.
invited. I just
Friend of a
invited
friend.
myself.
We're fans.
I'll ask.
No, I actually have.
We're
There's a
fans.
couple that I know about. I can tell you about.
Bump.
I will not be attending.
Anyway, okay. The reason we came, well, obviously, besides my dinner with Jenny, like after I told you like what the topic was that I thought that we should discuss this week.
After you told me.
Yeah, after I told you, you sent me this really funny BuzzFeed article, which was like how many, like what you swipe left on, right? On
Right.
dating apps. So there were some really funny ones that were red flags, clearly not deal breakers, but like, it's a dating app. So it's a numbers game, as we all know. Okay, so one is if they have the same name as a family member, which is stupid. If they're Office fans, if they're athletes, which actually is one that I
Wait,
tend
that's a
to
deal
they're
breaker.
athletes?
Why is
Yeah,
it
it's
a breaker?
because she said, I swipe left on anyone with a picture of them playing a sport because I refuse to entertain the idea of eventually having to go watch their games. Which is actually
what?
really funny.
Baseball games. I have never. Okay, so I have a girlfriend who only dates baseball players, and I was like, "Are we staying this entire game?" Like we were. It was
It's
like
pretty boring.
It was like
Well, how else are you supposed to use the post game passes?
it was like the second inning, or I don't even fucking know how many. But I was like, "Are we gonna?" I was like, "She's like, well, I want to go say hi to him after." I was like, "So we're gonna say?" I was like, "Can you just like tell him?" I was like, "We take a photo." Like I was like, "We are staying this entire time." It's so long, and I was like, "I know now."
That's why you just come in the 7th inning. Just show up then, and you're already
they
almost
stopped
in the post game.
serving.
They said-
Fair.
I like where your head's at.
The other ones were sapiosexuals, which actually I've seen
What
a
is
lot,
that?
and I didn't know what
It's
that
people who are
meant.
attracted to intelligence.
Yeah, so I had to Google it.
Not our
Rock
type.
climbers who are like interested in Star Wars, and people who use Snapchat filters.
so men who use
Yes.
Snapchat filters are fucking worse.
You know what's weird is I don't come across a lot of men who use
So
them.
my
Is
photo
that a thing?
on Bumble with the deer shit. I should not be doing
Yeah,
that.
no.
Left.
So
with your dog ears.
So we came up with some of ours. Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right. So my first one is when men say that they love working out.
Again, is that really a horrible thing? But go ahead.
It's not a horrible thing, but the thing is like I have fucking eyes. I can see that you work out. You obviously have a good body, right? Like fair. I
the
get
amount
it.
of like
don't-
half naked pictures she sends me of dudes that she talks to, and they're always like shredded, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Again, to my point, I have eyes. You are posting a shirtless gym selfie, which by the way, like hurts my soul. I think a little piece of me dies.
Well, I
every
feel
time
like
see
that's
those.
his way of saying he expects
You to do the same thing.
Yeah,
for
go fuck
sure.
yourself. Like, no, I can't. That's like not my thing. All right, so that's the first one. No, School of Hard Knocks. I mean, what the serious
God.
fuck? Like, I don't care if you went to college or not, but like everyone has used that. So at the very least, I know you're not clever and I know you're not funny. So come up with like a different way of saying I didn't go to college and like,
Or
I, like,
still
can't.
even including. I think after a certain age, when you still include your college in.
Seriously, I'm 37.
Yeah.
Let's not kid ourselves. Like, if I don't give a, I don't even care. Anymore
Right.
at this
It's not
point.
LinkedIn.
Like, it's not. You're right.
know?
You're right. It's exactly it.
But on like Bumble, I've had women say that they won't swipe right on anyone who doesn't have their college listed because they just assume they're not a college graduate.
Well, but is that like I'm just saying like in the bio is like so on Bumble is college, like does it ask like
It does.
Okay, so that's
and up
different.
until just a couple months ago, it autofilled from your Facebook, so it would just
Oh, so that's different than you manually going in and being like alum of.
I lie. I went to a small school, and I just say I went to Harvard. It works.
You never actually said that you went to Harvard.
You're right. It was Cornell. My bad.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, the third one is there are a lot of people who say work hard, play hard, which I find to be like you're such a tool. Who says
Your
that?
list doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you?
No.
Oh my god, I find
What
that so
about that
irritating.
sign
Work
that
hard,
live,
play
laugh,
hard?
love?
No, all the no.
Oh god.
Oh, live, laugh, love. Yeah, like what? It's inspirational quotes. It's that.
Yeah.
You're right. That is
Those are the worst.
equivalent of an inspirational quote for men. Work
But
hard,
like
play
when
hard.
guys do like no days off, like hashtag no days off. I've seen that.
Oh,
I've
I haven't seen that.
Oh, what else have I seen? Like
Where they're a public figure with 4 followers.
Right.
and-
Oh man.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That's you. Is that you? I'm
Fuck
looking
you,
at
Jenna.
you. Yeah. Sorry. Ding. All right. The other one was the word that I can never pronounce.
And even the pronunciation you typed is wrong.
Is it?
Yeah, it's huga.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I don't
is
know
that?
what. Great
It's
question.
a Finnish or Norwegian style of like minimalism for decorating your home and like
No.
minimizing book.
it's like feng shui.
No, I Googled it. And so because I didn't know what it meant. And if I have to fucking Google what you mean, then like I can't hang out with you. I'm out. So apparently it's like a douchey way of saying the line, like the cliche line of like, I like the simple things in life.
It's about cozy contentment and well-being through enjoying the simple things in both life and decor.
Yeah.
A lot of people say this
Wait, so a guy
I've seen
who
it at least
will like
3
put
times.
like
If you-
his empty bottles of Smirnoff as decor, like
with
Possibly.
food coloring.
Possibly.
Come on,
his-
guys. It's Ciroc.
I
It's a
just
classy
can't.
operation.
His Saturdays
honey.
are for the boys poster.
Oh, God. Barstool has
Live
jumped the
simple.
shark.
I'm not gonna lie, I was super proud that I was a Barstool Smoke Show, and I would like legit brag about that.
You should.
Well,
I was like, can I list this on?
But
my-
now you can't even
could
say
on
smoke
your-
show without it sounding so douchey.
Right.
I know.
Fair. That's fair.
Like because I am a douche, I tagged something smoke show. Actually, my girlfriend on Instagram and a buddy of mine who actually introduced me to Barstool 4 or 5 years ago. He was like, "You do realize how colossally big of a douche you are by putting that?" I'm like,
So you have a
"Fair."
girlfriend?
I do.
Also, you're a douchebag.
That's what I got.
Sorry. I love that you got the girlfriend, and I was like, oh, you're admitting that you're a D-bag. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a miracle how big of a d-bag I am that I actually have a girlfriend, but it's worked
Honestly,
out.
it's true. I don't know how they work together.
I know
but
she's like
fair.
successful
That's a
and
fair
attractive,
point.
and somehow chose this.
I don't get
Stupid.
it.
It must
girl.
be your Hyge. Your Hygge.
Huga.
Your Huga. It must be your Huga.
Yeah, 'cause
It looks like Hyge, doesn't
It
it?
does, right?
that sounds
I know.
like a bacterial infection or
hygiene.
something.
Yeah, it looks
does.
like height, yeah.
It so does. The other thing is like if your eyes look murdery.
Murder.
Yep.
Those BDS
I mean,
eyes.
Fuck yeah. Like I watch I listen to too many like true crime podcasts to like I just know how this is going to end for me. The streetlights are going to go out. It's going to end badly. I'm going to have to like go home. I just don't want to be murdered. I'm too young.
This
to be
is the
murdered.
only one that I'm actually kind of offended by because when I get mad, I hear that I have those eyes, but
That is a lie. I'm staring at your beautiful eyes at the moment, and there is nothing.
you're
murdered.
distracted by my
Well, I
eyelash
am distracted by
extensions.
eyelashes. Also very jealous. Yes, fair. That is a fair point.
The next
But
picture you see of me and Jenna, we're both going to have eyelash extensions in.
Please, I'll pay.
that would be amazing if you got eyelash extensions.
It would really highlight these baby blues. Come
It
on,
would.
guys.
It so would. And then my last one is honestly like if I can't pronounce your name. So there are a lot of times when I see like Russian men and they have like these ridiculous names that have more than like 2 syllables in them. I can't date you because like how am I supposed to yell that in bed?
Fair.
Right? That's fair, right? Like if there's too many like syllables in your name, if you have more than 2,
You're out.
I'm out. I can't. I just can't.
And if you're offended, if I just want to use 2 of the
Yeah. What if
Yeah.
I just like call you like by
Yeah,
your
like a
first initial,
nickname,
like Jay?
right?
yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, I'm going to run through mine
Okay, go.
quicker, but so any mention of politics at all, I don't want to
Fair.
hear it.
That's
I
fair.
hate you. Done.
Yeah.
Like I can figure out whether I can't stand you
That's a
related
good
to that
one,
a little
right.
bit in the
And
conversation.
people that do that when they get drunk, like people that choose to like stir the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're just like a decent person, that's all I care about. So any talk of religion, if you mention God or spirituality in your profile, I'm out. That's a left swipe 100%
You
of the
don't
time.
like when people have like John 3:16.
No, I do not. If I see that when I'm swiping,
Like
my
we
finger
know
actually
you're a
sizzles.
slut. I feel like girls who are like have had like a really long slutty period, they're like redeeming themselves. They're like, you know what? Proverbs.
That's amazing.
This will fix it.
That's amazing. Okay, so when there's no photos of just you, every photo's a group photo.
yeah.
Like, how do I know which one you want?
it's like, where's
annoying.
Waldo?
And kind of as an offshoot of that, no body pictures. I actually met a girl last year that I ended up dating for a couple months, and we had good conversation, but I was hesitant because it was all face pictures. And then she was texting me about a communication she was having with another dude, and she was like, "It's funny, he just asked me if I was fat." And point blank, I was like, "Yeah, it's because you don't have body pictures." And she's like, "Have you been concerned that I was fat this week?" And I was like, "I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
but I'm not a dick.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm not gonna be like, hey,
you're like, I'm not gonna say it out loud.
send your weight.
yeah. I wasn't gonna say that I was like concerned.
Do you
but
know
it
what
was
that's
certainly-
called?
What's that?
Instead of catfish, it's called blowfish.
Well, and I told you, I'm the one who told you guys the hat fishing.
What's that
That was
guy's
the
balding?
best.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like when I was on dating apps, I made sure to have like pictures without a hat because the last thing you want is to like take your hat from someone and they're like,
Like, oh,
Oh,
put
sir.
that back on, please.
yeah, for sure.
All your photos.
Keep it on.
Okay, and then we talked about this a little bit earlier. Snapchat filters. Ladies, you're not a deer. I'm not trying to fuck Bambi. Let's be clear, right?
Your
Yeah.
skin's not
Yeah,
that
that's
clear.
gross.
Right.
Your eyes aren't that big.
Yeah, your pores should not look like someone sanded
You're
them. Let's be
setting
clear.
you're setting
I wish
yourself
they
up
did.
for disappointment.
Right.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's worse than showing up to a date and the person doesn't look like what they've portrayed themselves as?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not here for you.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Like,
No,
yeah, you're
someone
looking around,
else.
where's
Could you
this person at?
imagine? How embarrassing. Go on. Sorry.
And then my last one, and this one is big. Actually, my best friend, I've talked to you about him on here several times. This is a sticking point for both of us, but anything that's like really unoriginal. I feel like 90% of profiles that I saw, it was like, yeah, we get it. You like tacos, yoga, and travel.
Oh, taco.
Who the
Please
fuck
stop.
doesn't like
And you've been
tacos
there.
and
How do we
travel?
meet you? We get it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
We get
okay,
it.
you don't like tacos and travel, then I don't want to know you. Everybody
Yeah.
likes tacos and
Yeah.
travel.
That's like
Jet
my idea.
setter.
Right, but that's like the same thing as a stupid gym selfie. That's my point. Is like we get it, we get
Yeah.
it. But like,
Well,
tell me something that I don't know about
to-
you that I don't like.
to Liz's jet
dig
setter
deep.
point, another thing that it's cool if you've like relocated a couple times.
Yeah,
and
we
plot
did
that
it.
out.
Yeah.
But if you've been to like 8 different cities and it's like
We don't
Chicago,
need them
LA,
all
Philly,
there.
New York,
fucking
it's
hate
like
that.
I don't
It's like
give a
the-
shit.
What are those called? The
That they do the arrow.
Yeah.
They
The
show
arrows,
all of
like,
your.
where
Yeah,
the-
we
yeah.
are not.
Like, I
we are not
don't-
the post office. We do not need your
Don't
change
Right.
of address.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
cool. You're well traveled.
And
You
then
just said that.
this isn't a
Along
deal
with
breaker,
everybody
but I
else on the
actually
internet.
I screenshotted one of your guys' post the other day because I thought it was fucking hysterical and so on the money.
Thanks.
It was a post you guys had reposted. It said, "Dear men of Tinder, owning a house is not a personality trait. Listing the countries you've been to, not a personality trait. Having abs, not a personality trait. Although owning that dog, that's a personality trait. What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
so
it.
true.
Doesn't love dogs.
Yeah.
though. Come on.
If
Cat
you are
people?
on drugs, if you don't think that my profile did not have like a dog emoji and then a dog in one of my pictures. Come on.
Did it? I don't remember a dog.
Do you
in
even
your
have a
picture.
dog?
I remember.
You do have.
I
you
do,
do have
I
a
do,
dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Do
the
you have
sweetest dog
screenshots?
ever.
Do you have screenshots of his page when you guys connected?
Yeah.
I should have.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't.
You didn't send
God.
it to all your friends like this is the guy I'm going out with.
Well, all of her
No.
friends hated me for sure.
They did hate it.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like shady and a douche, and I
You had your phone like down. You were like
Face
one of
down.
Yeah. So the red flags, we can probably we're pretty familiar with red flags.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we're kind of
Yeah.
at the end of that,
I know we've like gone through like what our red flags and deal breakers are. Like, do you guys have any?
Oh, for sure.
A million.
But we also so we were going over some of ours. So when we were talking about this topic, we also as like women, we justify things and
it's
have
so
excuses. So I think at the
Listen, I'm doing
time,
that right as we speak.
yeah. So it's
As I crack open this next drink.
I think it's the kind of thing where afterwards we'll be like, yeah, that was a fucking red flag. But at the time you're like, no, it means
You want to justify because you want it to work with that person.
right, for sure.
And not that we have like a checklist, but we kind of have a checklist. Like your height is tall enough. That's justifying. Like,
basically, so what is tall enough?
I hate to say this word or this number, but 5'11", I guess.
That's fair.
Well, we've
But that's-
also though we've had a lot of so hockey guys are a lot shorter than
And it's misleading because they're on skates.
yeah, that's what we said. We're like, you probably measured your height with your skates on because we can look up your height. So I don't know why you
It's on
choose to lie
Google,
about
like-
it. Yeah. But I
just
think but that's
imagine
not really
you
a
guys
red
looking
flag. That's like I mean, that's just like a lie. I'm trying to think of some more red flags.
I'm just saying like stuff that like we set up this list in our minds without like physically going through and like checking it off. We
Right.
want to make sure that they're this way, but
I think when they hide their phone.
We just had this. What
But
was the last? What was the last?
That was in
episode we were talking
Ariel's
about that?
episode. The cheating, micro cheating.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's when you're when it's face down, right? Like you don't have to
Yeah.
hide it, but if you're
Or do not disturb. Like, who are you so
that's a
concerned
thing.
about, like, blowing up
you
your
can
phone
do not
at 8
disturb
p.m.?
specific people. And some
so
guys are
weird.
Do
shady.
you do that?
Oh,
Yeah.
my
I
guy
mean,
friends
not
do that.
anymore.
Well, not anymore,
you
but I
have-
feel like at some point you might have done that.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Also,
Ladies,
I
we
think
should have chatted before.
once guys get caught, the excuses they come up with after, like, I think once you're caught, you should, like, it almost makes you crazier. Like, I've seen Gone Girl, and I've been like, this bitch
I
is
love
nuts.
that girl.
Yeah,
Like, I'm-
yeah.
you know?
And you're like, this bitch is so nuts. But then you're like, but I get it. Like, some, like, it's some parts of it. So it's the kind of thing where I feel like once you're caught, like, if you're
But in end of the day, no guy's going to be like, yes, you're right.
Right.
I'm being shady because
you got to
doesn't
find
wanna
out through
risk-
someone's girlfriend's friend.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to risk losing you. So
Well, not
he's
only-
Or
being
his
selfish.
girlfriend.
Tell me that's not a
Yeah,
selfish
right.
move.
Well, and we were talking about this earlier, and I actually started to bring it up earlier in the episode, but I think that there's a certain like confidence or almost arrogance that sometimes you get a guy who's like a really good looking guy, he's very successful.
But sometimes
and
they're
he's-
not. And that's what's even,
That's true.
But they think
that's
they
it.
are.
that's
But
what's
having-
even more of a fuck
it's,
you.
It's big dick
Yeah.
energy.
But they don't even have a big dick.
Or
But they don't have to have the big dick to have big dick energy. That's just like
Very
sort of that
true.
swagger.
what is it?
Oh, fat dick spirit.
Fucking forget.
I love that.
Wasn't that meme the best thing
Dude,
you've ever seen?
obsessed.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
that's
Thank you.
incredible. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, but I just think that
That's
like
true.
guys get so brazen, and when you get caught up,
Especially sliding in DMs. Like, guys,
Oh my God.
Please, yeah.
if you respond, they're like,
so like definitely not actively doing this, but in my past I certainly have. And the level of panic that overcomes you when someone screenshots a snap or an Instagram message, and you're just like, this is about to go down.
Who screenshot? Like, you can tell. Like, I know. when
Yeah,
you do.
which means you're now like, oh great, I see where this is headed. Why
You
is this
guys
person
need to get on
screenshotting this?
Liz's level. She's got 2 phones, so she'll take a picture with her other
I have a
phone.
work phone. I have a work phone. I'll
shit.
help out anyone. I'll be
Guys.
like, I've got this. Yeah. So don't worry. So
I have a Wi-Fi iPad Mini that I use for the same exact thing.
Also, Snapchat. If people try to deny their Snapchats, they're like fucking sexting. I've got you. So
She's got these things.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have so much to learn.
you're right. You just need a work phone. You need a
Just
separate
teach
work
me your
phone.
ways, okay? 'Cause
Yeah.
You gotta have your work phone. You gotta have your
I
side
don't
chick
have a
phone.
work phone. This is my. It's
Gotta have
like
the
an
drug
all the
phone.
thing phone.
I do look
drug
insane when
phone.
I'm out. Like, I look like it's like a burner phone. I'm like, no, this is my work refuses to include.
It's like a Nokia Boost Mobile from like
Right.
1997.
It's like an iPhone 6, so same thing
Yeah.
pretty much now.
I'm sure I'm like due for an upgrade, but it's the kind of thing where I'm like, I don't even want to bring this, show this, you know? Like, and I have so much like bad things on here now.
Nudes.
Like,
She means nudes.
Well, nudes of other,
Nudes.
like, not even, and my own.
I mean, let's not get anybody here.
we submit our
It's
nudes
fine.
to her, and she'll help us.
Oh
pick
my
up
God.
with
I
the
have so
best
many
nudes.
girls that do that.
Okay, so that's so weird that you said that. Today I just saw this thing on Facebook that was floating around that I think of like Vox or Broadly or which I think they're all owned by the same people. They're all owned by Vox.
Who knows?
Said something about how women are sending other women nudes because
I
they
need your
get-
perspective.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they get like better feedback.
Well, also,
Does this look like a
and-
rash?
Is this
Well,
too
no.
much?
also, I feel like sometimes I have like a solid 2 poses total. And like, I feel like,
Okay, bitch, I'm bored already. Like he's gonna be
Kai.
bored.
right.
You
So
know?
I feel like I've learned poses.
TJ's like, I want to see those poses.
no, but like I was like, I've seen some other
Do
pictures.
you have Venmo?
If I had a dime for every time someone's asked me that, fuck.
No, but like I've been like, that's creative. Like I guess I could try that in that bathroom. You know, like you've got to like work with. What
I'm
you
not
got,
gonna
like,
lie. I've gotten compliments like, "Oh, I did that little tug bend move that you
Yeah.
showed me," and I'm like,
what is that?
There's a girl from my past who like up until I really started dating my current girlfriend was still sending pretty suggestive stuff and
I feel like sometimes if you know it's good, you're like, fuck it. I'll send it to my high school
well,
boyfriend.
just wait, this gets really good. So she for some reason was wanting to show me that for her first time in her life she was attempting to grow like a landing strip. So she did like one of the cool like poses, like leg tuck, and she was definitely like hot, but the way she was standing made the landing pitch look like crooked, which in turn made her whole vagina look like crooked and slanted. And no matter how hot the picture was, like I could
all
not
you
divert.
saw.
It was like all I saw was just like disaster of a sideways vagina.
I guess I don't send like gynecologist photos. Like I don't send like, like I send like
That's the hustler shot.
yeah. I guess I don't send anything like
down, like
Yeah.
no, it's usually like here up,
Especially
right?
if it's
and
like
by
the-
here, I mean
not
those
here
that
up.
cannot
It's
see
just
me or
if
like
you're still wearing like a G-string or
Yeah.
something.
right.
oh,
Yeah.
word, I got you.
man.
Like I'm not like spread eagle.
There are some nasty girls out there.
Oh my god, do you know how many? Listen, So I may send TJ.
Tell us.
I may send TJ like the naked pics that I get from dudes.
But your naked pics
But
are like a shirtless guy in bed.
Yeah, but like TJ has sent me in the past like pictures of like women that he's gotten, and I'm like, who are these women?
I don't send them to my male friends.
No.
I only send them to Jenna.
Here's my thing. Okay, so then the mom in me comes out. Not a mom, clearly. There are no children.
You
running
have two
around the front. I have
dogs, and
two
they look
dogs.
just like you.
Let all the men of Chicago know.
But like, yes, alert, not a thing. But there's like this mom. There's like, okay, there are a couple people that live inside of me. One is like an old.
Whoa.
Yeah. One is like a 90-year-old woman.
Okay.
The other one is like a mom of like 6 children. And then the other one is like someone who like loves like old school hip hop and R&B, right? So they all come together to form the superhuman inside of me. The mom part of me is like, what the serious fuck? Like give that girl a hug. Why is she sending you stuff like that? Like, have some self-respect. You've never even met her.
We use WhatsApp to message.
I get
on
so
WhatsApp.
You are
angry.
so shady.
I get oh, please. This is when we were hanging out.
WhatsApp
That's the
is
only
for
thing
people
that we
out
would
of the
talk
country.
about.
Yeah,
I know.
or
No, it
shady
was
people
because-
in the country.
It
Girl.
was because he was dating like
Oh,
10 people at the same time.
We're
so
not
it was like
cool.
the only way
Yeah.
we could like chat.
So
and
you're
then I
like,
wouldn't
this'll
know.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Isn't that crazy how like when you're like into someone, you're like, yeah, I'll respond on
Oh, are you
Snapchat
kidding?
Messenger.
I used to let him get away with bullshit all the fucking time.
DM me
No.
and then it deletes. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it's disappeared.
Snapchat
Okay.
was like your jam for like the first month.
But
I
the
met you.
WhatsApp, it automatically, if I were to send her a picture, it automatically saves it to her phone, not just in the
Right.
thread.
Right.
So she's
So
like,
true.
she tells me one night, she calls me, she's like, hey, fuck you. And I'm like, why, what's up? And she said, I was like completely out of space on my phone. I literally had to go through my phone and delete like 50
all
naked
your
pictures of
fucking
girls.
naked pictures. I was like, what this is a setting I need to fix. Like bullshit. It's such bullshit. Ugh, it was so gross. I mean, I don't need to see your like naked lady.
Those are somebody's daughters. That's the worst.
Yeah.
But to play devil's advocate on this whole nudes thing, like red flag via guys,
Yeah.
I was the biggest attention whore. I
think when you're like also things are like not,
when you're like feeling yourself and you're just
Yeah.
single and you're just like tan.
if you're gonna spray tan and you haven't eaten today.
I think that's going to be the guys.
Exactly.
That's going to be the intro to the episode.
not
When you're
kidding.
feeling yourself and you're just tan, it's like
I'm
love
not
it.
kidding.
Yeah.
It like
Fair.
it gives you fake ab lines, but
Yeah.
no, you're just emaciated and dehydrated for not eating for
it's
3 days.
dehydration, 100%. But you're like,
But thank you, Victoria's Secret, for this $20 onesie thing that I'm going to put on, and I'm going to blast out to 6 or 7 guys until I get the attention that I feel like I'm due.
Can I just say that I respect your game right now?
Do you?
I really do.
I
Because
appreciate
it's
that.
your game.
I
You do the same
mean,
thing.
I'm not doing it in like
You're a
Victoria's Secrets things, but whatever.
I mean, you might be. I don't know.
But
I
it-
don't
you're
know.
just
I
sending
thought
it on
that-
WhatsApp. Can you use filters on WhatsApp?
I love her.
I filter my dick pics. Seriously.
Oh my
He
God.
like face tunes them.
There's
They're
like only a few dick pics.
bigger.
I feel like if you have to edit a nude, like
Then that's a problem.
it is.
Yeah, it's a
It's
problem.
Well, I
worse
do.
than your face.
I'll just do it,
You're
especially
such
if
a liar.
Well, I mean, it's not like a big edit. Like I'm not like
Get
like-
out of here. No, you're
I
not.
did a
Okay.
full nude and my one nipple's way bigger, so I had to Photoshop the nipple
Stop
smaller.
it. You're
No, you-
so
oh
full of
my-
shit.
I would
He's
cry.
joking.
guys can. There's only like a few like poses you can do. Like
Well,
there's not
no,
much.
and you have to screenshot with that day's date. It's fucking tiring, man. Like just
Yeah.
trying
Wait,
to like
what?
flirt.
That's
Yeah, because then if they
Oh.
save it in their phone, they see it was from fucking 3 weeks ago. It's like, well, who did you take this picture for?
Like
it wasn't
everyone.
for me.
I
Well,
have
anytime
never
someone sends a picture like
time.
off the cuff and you're like, clearly
No
this is not the
fuck-
first time you sent that
exactly.
but you
picture.
gotta play the
I've
game. You
never-
gotta start a text, right?
I've never, ever got, I've literally said this to people that I'm not interested in, where they'll send it to me and I'll be like, okay, so like real talk.
Who else have you sent this to?
Am I like 5th in row or 6th in
Right.
row? Like,
Or be
'cause
like-
I know that I'm not the first person that you sent this to. That came
How
too
do
fast.
people typically
But I'm
react to
bummed.
this photo?
What a rookie. You
Yeah.
need to literally like talk it up like, oh, so send me a pic. And then like it starts
I don't
with
want
face.
it. I don't
and
want
then,
it.
like-
I don't want
Yeah.
it. Like,
But
I'd
I want
rather
an
see it in
excuse to send
person.
you mine, okay? Let me
Ah,
live.
fair. Let her live.
We have our phone
Let-
number in
if
the
I go
show notes.
missing,
Send
please
away.
use
Let her
this.
live. Yeah. So when we asked for like the headshot,
F you,
Okay,
Liz.
guys.
We have 2 photos.
Guys, I have to tell you something, and there's a
We
little
want
bit
it
of
to be
shame.
anonymous.
Okay.
I get it. I totally get
when
it.
you sent that picture, because I'm the one who puts the little post, I screenshotted it. I sent it to Jenna, and I said, "Is it going to be weird if I make this my phone background?"
And what did I say back?
She said, "I'm not even going to justify that with a response."
Fair. That's fair. Be a fucking professional.
In our defense, I developed late, so my boobs came late, and Tina.
I had to buy mine.
And Tina
so.
paid a lot of money for
Money
hers.
well spent.
So
Wow.
Thank you, thank
I don't care. All caution to the wind at this point.
Yeah. You had enough.
Hilarious.
You're fired. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Well,
I
no, so
apologize.
you get excited, right? You just want to like not.
I get it.
We're like, hey, if we want to hide our face, we should give them something to look at.
Well, so that was the thing. Like when I reached out to you guys, I was like, I know that your entire site is just like, you know, there's no pictures of you guys in it. So I wanted to make sure that it was okay that we used a headshot. So that was the perfect.
Well, so we're
like,
actually
blend.
taking.
Yeah,
we
we're
bought
gonna-
all the selfie like.
Yeah, we're gonna
things,
show some pupils soon.
Yeah,
so.
Nice.
on Thursday.
Yeah, get
on
ready.
Thursday.
Okay.
If you'd
That's
rather,
That's
use
what they
the-
call in the biz a teaser, guys.
Oh, well, because we also realized though that people were like, "Are they ugly?" And they're
Or
just,
are
like,
you guys
hiding their
men?
face.
Like some
Guys,
girl like
yeah,
went
people
off
think
on
we're-
me.
They're super,
No,
super
but
beautiful.
people thought we were guys.
Like,
a lot of
from-
people
Oh.
still respond thinking we're guys.
If
We
you
just-
guys
we
are
just-
guys,
we just go with it.
Your surgeons are talented.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Fair.
Thanks
Thank you,
to
Dr.
them.
Nassif.
Shout out.
Dr. Dubrow.
Love that show.
This
by the
is his
way.
handle?
Right.
Love it. Botched, right? That was like my
Yes,
jam.
yes,
Yeah. Okay. So at that dinner, we also talked about like Jenny and I were also joking around about like you have like very solid red flags, right? Like we know what those are, but like are there yellow
Like if you're
flags?
missing a limb, I'm out.
So like red flag. Okay, great. You are just a piece. You are just like not nice to the waiter, and you don't treat people very nicely.
I think not nice to the
Red
waiter
flag.
is like
I
a
think
deal
that's
breaker.
I think that's a red flag too.
Yeah. So then our thought process went to this, like, what's a yellow flag? So a yellow flag might be the stupid sunglasses on the fucking head, right?
Right.
So that's a yellow flag. But how many yellow flags can you get before it turns into a red flag? I said 3, right? Because like 3 strikes, you're out.
I think it depends on the person. You can't like.
I think also I'm a giver, so I'll take like
she will give you 40.
87. Then I'll be like, but I'm not gonna put up with shit after that.
Oh yeah, but then she's gonna put her foot down.
yeah. So I think for me, I'm probably not the best person to ask that.
I'm very turned off very easily, but
Like I'll know, like in my mind, I'll know it's a red flag.
Yeah,
I'll be
like if you go to a guy's house and you see mail addressed to a woman, you know that is
Or
like
you,
Yeah, if-
pull out pictures from underneath their cabinet.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
it's okay. He just let her forward her mail here.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm like, what a good guy. He's so honest.
Or you go to a girl's house for the first time, and when you ask, she asks you have condoms. You say no, do you? And she's like, yeah. And then she opens her door. There's like magnums.
Like, why?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. We just had that conversation.
Did we?
Didn't we have that on the last
No.
episode?
No, we
with
did
Wes?
not. Oh yeah,
I
about
feel like we did,
using
yeah.
and not using condoms.
Yeah.
I mean, more with like yellow flags. Like I feel like before I used to be more. I don't know how to say this politely about myself. Like not shallow, but you know, a guy brought me home to a studio, and I'm like, "Where's the rest of it?"
Oh my God. I just.
He has ice cream
Okay.
trays.
The rest of
Wait.
it.
Ice
that's
cube trays.
actually-
An
You gotta
old
have
fridge.
an ice machine.
Yeah, he's got the old fridge with nothing in
Right.
it, so it's not
Yeah.
even like. Can I have a bottle
Those
of water?
like linoleum.
No. You don't even have the water filter. Like I have
got
to
your
drink
Brita.
from your straight
Yeah.
up tap.
He's
no
giving you
Brita.
No,
You know, you're putting him on a pedestal right now. No Brita.
So it's funny that you say that because I was just having this conversation. So
You're like, I was
went
just
out-
there.
It might
What's
have been
his
It
name?
might have been the same person. And we went out, and he was like, "I live in a studio apartment," and I was like, "Dude, you're fucking 36 years old. Why are you in a studio apartment?
Carpeted.
Like,
It's
all
get a
I
fucking
need."
job." Yeah. Yes. That's all I need. It's just me. It's very
trying to save
tidy.
money.
Like it is what it
only
is.
live
So
in
that I can
Like,
afford to buy a place.
Yeah. No.
And then he
Like,
makes you split the
no.
bill at
You
dinner.
guys have clearly seen some things.
didn't actually.
But do they make you?
Thank God.
Do you make you
Otherwise I
split
would've
the
gone
bill
out
after
again.
wearing like a Canadian goose jacket and like your AirPods
Yeah,
in
right?
and shit?
Like I
Yeah.
get it. You maxed out your card for the weekend.
Yeah, for your
you know?
fucking
Like,
jacket. Yeah. But yes, that actually happened to me recently, and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, you're cool, but like,
But again, it's yellow.
Studio
It's not
apartment.
red. It's yellow.
I don't know. That's kind of that might be a red one for me. Like, you live in a studio apartment at my age. That's not appropriate.
Yeah, like, you should have a
You're an
house.
adult. You're an adult.
Yeah.
Like, get an adult job. Well, he has an adult job. That was the other weird thing is he actually had a really good job.
Well,
and I was
but
shocked that
Did you
he-
Glassdoor him?
God.
Oh,
You
is that
should have.
something I should
I refer to
do?
myself as a social media sniper.
damn
I'm
it.
in love with both
I'm
of you.
so like far behind.
Well, no, because I had to do that to sometimes screen people for my job. So I now fucking anything. Sometimes people will fucking they'll make up their job. Like, not make up, but they'll make it seem like it's
No,
way
you
better.
want to seem more interesting, regardless of its job or whatever. Like everyone does that,
right? But I'm saying, even if what he does, even people who were like interns. Like, I'm just thinking back of like college. Like, guys were like interns, and they were talking like they were like the CEOs,
like
of
high
company.
finance and shit.
Yeah, like, sir. So I mean, that's just one thing. So, but perhaps he did have a job and he was saving up for like his grandma or something.
I have to say, it's
Yeah,
good to
no.
know this though, because I live in the suburbs right now, and I have like a decent sized house that I'm selling to move into the city. So what you're saying is no studio apartment.
Yeah, that's where you gotta
Okay.
draw the line.
Yellow for me, red for her.
I wasn't
Red,
really going to
red.
get
it's a
started.
flag.
red.
It's a flag.
It's
All right.
definitely a flag.
So if we have any guys out there right now that are not doing so hot in their career, figure out your life, get your moves together, and do not. live in the studio.
But here's the thing.
Priorities.
It's a sliding scale, right? So like, it's all situational, right? So like, if there's a reason, I know a lot of people who are not in like the most ideal situation because they've been in divorces and they've like,
You're
kinda-
justifying.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's what I do.
I am, but I'm not. I also, I mean, well, look, I never did it because I'm, me. But
Thanks.
Look
thanks
at your
for having
place.
me.
Yeah, look at you.
Thank you,
Let's
thank you,
you
thank
need
you.
to do like a
Her walkout-
KJ tour of
her
this.
walkout
fucked
is
up.
amazing.
yeah, I will,
Yeah.
I will give you guys a tour later.
Yeah, you need to put this on like Airbnb at least or something.
Airbnb.
But there are a lot of people who go through divorces and like kind of find themselves like in this situation where it's hard to sort of, there's a lot of factors. Like divorce fucking sucks. Like especially if you have kids and like there's like a whole other thing that
So
I didn't
stay
have
young
to
and
deal
hot,
with.
don't ever
yeah,
get
stay
married.
young and hot, don't get married, don't have kids. So there's that. But also oh, sad face.
I know.
I know it's true. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that bearer of bad news. But the point is that like I think that like there are a lot of factors, right, that play into your situation. And I don't judge one person the way that I would judge another person just based on like shit that they've been through. Fair.
Yeah.
This guy had never been married. He had like moved in from the suburbs. He was my age. He had a good job. Why the fuck are you living in a studio apartment? Like right up the street, by the way. Like, why are you there? And I also know, because I used to live on that street, what apartments cost. So like, you're not paying anything. So he must not make any money.
Yeah.
Wait, did he just move out of his parents' house before moving? Is that what you're saying?
His house.
That would have been
Well, so
great.
he
I'm
said-
like, oh damn! Like,
Right. So he says his house from
Right.
the burbs.
He used to
which is
live with his
cheaper.
roommates and sleep in his car bed.
my roommates,
Right.
grandma's boy.
Yeah.
Love you. Hilarious.
Oh God, this is going so much better than I thought it ever would.
Okay, wait. So then when we talk about red flags, like, is there anything can like make up for the red flags? So like, for example,
Huge dick.
If you're pregnant.
Huge dick. He makes a lot of money. He
He drives a Porsche. He's got like
I think only if I was pregnant would be the only justifying.
really.
You are such a liar. You justified fucking male, but
Yeah.
you know,
But I mean, I wasn't marrying him. I'm saying like to stay. Like how long do I have to stay with him to be like give me more of this background information.
Wait, I justified
Of this
this. I
scenario.
justified the studio apartment because I'm like, okay, like
You're
you
nice.
want.
He's saving for me.
Yeah, you are. You want the investment to involve my 5-carat ring and
Yeah, that's not going to happen
our
if he's living in the
house.
studio.
Right.
Yes.
His ice cube
Yeah.
trays.
Well, it's because he's smart with his money. He's a minimalist.
Yeah, I use he's
Huga.
he's
Sorry,
Huga. He's Hyde.
By the way, you said 5-carat ring. My girlfriend literally told me, she's like, if you ever plan on proposing,
we have-
at least
I have
10,
big
20 grand.
hands.
We are breeders.
We need
Listen,
we're gonna have
You guys,
swimmers.
I have one when you're ready. I've saged it. You can take the diamonds from it. I'll give you a discount. We're good.
Only if you get down on your knee, though. Like it doesn't mean the same.
I will give
God,
it.
so many jokes right now.
It's so pretty. I was actually just talking about it the other day with my friend Deanna. And we were like, what do I do with this? And I was like, I don't.
And it's symbolic of all your failed hopes and dreams.
Wow, that's really hurtful.
Is that too harsh?
Actually, you know
Ding.
what's funny is she actually said to me, she was like, I know you. It doesn't even matter. Like, you don't want to get rich. So like my jeweler has said to me, like, bring it back to me.
Right.
And I will resell it for you. We can make a shit ton of money. We can like give you like a little like rainy day fund.
But
Great.
you're one of those sentimental girls who likes.
But I'm not. That's what's so funny. So my friend Deanna was like, listen, let's be real. You don't give a fuck about like what it actually represents. You're more upset about like not being able to wear it and have people say like how pretty it was. And I was like, well, that's fair.
Just wear it on your right hand.
Well, that's what my mom said.
He
but it's not
died,
right
but
now.
it's a nice
Oh
story.
yeah, pull that
Yeah.
a sympathy card.
Nah, I'm gonna sell it eventually.
That's
I just
amazing.
got to get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's
eventually.
yours because you actually got married,
Yeah,
right?
we did. Yeah,
Good,
unfortunately.
good job. Good job.
So at
Paul.
least you
Yeah,
got that.
So had it just been the engagement, do you think she should have had to give it back?
Don't you legally have to? Like, I don't care what's morally correct,
don't
but I think
know
legally,
about that.
he's
I
got.
don't know. I don't think there's anything they can physically say.
Trust me, Judge. I watched Marilyn Millian and Judge Mathis, and
Oh, Judge
Judge
Mathis.
Mathis.
My next door neighbor used to work on Judge Mathis.
I love Judge
She talked
Mathis.
about
what?
it all the time.
As like
she was like a
extra?
production assistant. or
Oh, I
something
thought you meant like
that.
someone in the crowd.
No.
And they would probably say it's a real job too. They'd be like, "Yeah, I am an actor." I'm trying to think of. Would you give it? I mean, I feel like I would. I know I would. I say I would. And I'd be like, everyone would be like, keep it. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll keep it. And I know I'd give it back.
I would
I would
look at
just
it and
sell
cry.
it.
I would.
Well, the thing is like at a certain point, if you're
But
not
who
married,
buys it? Like, who buys that back?
There
And
was-
it's like, oh, this marriage didn't work out. I guess I'll take this.
There was a
a
period
lot
of
of people,
time.
that's what
They
estate
don't
sales
care.
are
But
for.
do you go to like do you bring it back to a jeweler? Like, I would buy from a
resell
Pawn
it.
shop anywhere.
Yeah,
They don't
but I'm just
care.
saying I wouldn't buy it directly.
They're not
from,
they're not holding on to the
Right.
The
emotional.
thing is
whatever.
if I brought it back to my jeweler, he would sell it as a set, and he said, I was like, but like, who's going to buy this? And he was like, well, anyone, because I wouldn't say that it was a resale. I would say because he has a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
that
I'm
he
sure
makes.
they can
Well,
fucking.
why
he
would
would
you
just, like,
tell
make
someone
it.
that?
Well,
Like,
that's
oh, hey,
it.
they didn't
You're
work
gonna
out.
love
so
this.
If you
This
want
marriage
it.
failed. Please.
I just go to
I've
funerals and
staged the
pluck
shit out of
jewelry
it
off
just
people
in
from their.
case, so-
Oh wait, was that dark?
What?
So I just go to funerals and pluck jewelry off people like before they go on the ground.
You're like a grave
Wait,
robber.
I have something kind of similar. Well,
We
not
were all
really.
thinking it.
I'm interested.
Fair.
When
Fair.
my dad said when he was in his 30s, well, it's like early 30s, when he was trying to impress my mom before they got married, he bought a Rolex watch in Vegas at a pawn shop, and it was from a what are they called?
Estate sale.
No, it was like a sugar baby's watch
What?
that they literally
Oh,
just
shit.
gave. So that's been around for a while. I was like,
The
I
Bunny
don't-
Ranch.
First off, I was surprised my dad even knew that term. I was like, okay, Warren. But so he bought this,
I mean, I love your dad already.
but he bought
Big
this.
fan.
He bought
Yeah.
this watch that this sugar baby had stolen and given to a pawn shop and got like $2,000 for it, and it was worth like way more. So my dad, and he still has it. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, that's the whole. There's no like climax of this story. It just made me think of
that was
pawning
pretty
things.
fucking.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. Yeah, but I just think about that. I'm like, whenever he wears it, still, I'm like, Jesus, Warren,
It's dirty. Go wash that.
Yeah.
Right after I got divorced, like there was a huge amount of jewelry that I'd bought from my ex-wife that was still in my house, and I had like a split second where I was like, do I pawn all of this? Like, I could definitely have gotten some money for it, but I didn't. Cooler heads prevailed because I think that probably would have been a scumbag move.
Oh, you do have a heart.
Yeah.
It's like really buried.
You better put that on
underneath,
your
like,
Hinge or
layers.
your whatever that on your Tinder.
If I was on Hinge right now, my girlfriend would literally cut my dick off.
Same.
Just putting that out
We would
there.
Lorena Bob at you. You were just
Yeah.
watching that
I was.
yesterday.
Oh my
Lorena
god!
on
you
what is it,
guys.
Netflix or Hulu? What's it on?
Okay.
Are you a true crime documentary
Yes,
person?
I watch
Oh my
everything,
God,
and I watch it like
I'm
the day it comes out.
obsessed.
So the people couldn't even hear it. So I tried sending this Snapchat last night. There is this scene. I didn't even finish watching it because first off, I'm like, how did they make a 4-part documentary about this woman?
Cutting a dude's dick off.
Yeah, they were able to make it into 4 like hours.
Yeah.
So first, it could have been a minute-long video. So they interview in the beginning this poor woman. She's a crime scene whatever.
She hates that word. She can't say
analyst.
it.
And
I'm an analyst. That's actually my job. so-
Analysis.
this woman, this was probably her first time on like public television. Her like 5 minutes of fame, and all she says, she didn't even get ready. She's outside of her car with her golden retrievers in the back.
No.
And she's like, I was called to Meadow Springs because I had to find this penis, and so then they like stop
Can you
talking.
imagine that was your job? You're just
But
like,
also,
hunting down a
and then
penis.
she goes, and we were
It's like a Tuesday.
yeah. And then she goes, I had to call the specialist because they were worried that she had eaten it. And I was
What?
like, yeah.
Oh.
And that was her entire part on the show. So I was like, this woman.
Well, I mean, better than the Firefest guy.
Oh, which
Oh,
one?
right.
Oh my God,
We
we've
can't.
talked about
We-
Firefest.
I
Please.
can't.
Which
I
one? Billy McFarland?
No.
Oh, the guy,
Andy-
the
Andy
guy,
Kidd.
yeah,
Anything
yeah.
for Evian.
The guy
Yeah,
who's gonna
with the dick,
the guy who's
yeah.
gonna suck dick for
I'm
4
gonna
trucks
do what
of water.
I need to do.
That's a
to
team
get
player. That's
this-
employee of the month right there.
Right?
Did
I
you
would
hear?
never.
He said we talked about this in a
I don't
previous
want to be
episode.
known as the dick sucker.
Well,
Well, too
he
late.
he
bro.
said he's like,
What
I
the
don't want to
fuck?
be known as the most famous dick sucker.
Oh.
And we countered that Monica Lewinsky
Monica
was a pretty
Lewinsky.
famous dick sucker.
Yeah.
so-
Sure.
Very valid
Yeah.
for sure.
So if you're going to be known
Yeah, you're
for
in
it-
good company.
Yeah, that's rarefied air up there with all the dick suckers at the cream of the crop.
At least you made it. Like, if he hadn't said that, I would have forgot about
Me
him
too. I would've been like,
entirely in
who's
the
this
entire
old man?
documentary.
But-
That's
yeah.
a sentence I thought I'd never say in my entire life.
Right.
Monica Lewinsky.
No rarefied air with the dick suckers at the cream of the crop. That was pretty excessive.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like that's like
A lot of adjectives.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So that's sort of, well, I guess at this point, like we've talked a lot about like, look, we've been like very loose and like joking about what our red flags are. But realistically speaking, for those of you out there who are a little more serious than we are, there are a ton of deal breakers and red flags that, you should always sort of, well, no pun intended, but like flag when you're dating. So things like abuse, whether that's like emotional or physical. They're still married or fresh out of a relationship. That one always gets me. I fucking meet those people all the time.
That's because
Like,
everybody's divorced, so everybody's recently divorced.
yeah, but here's the thing about that is that like it's so fucked up because it's like I'm not your soft place to land. I'm sorry, I'm not
Right.
here. I'm not here for your emotional support. You do that somewhere else. Get it from somebody else. I don't give a fuck. We've all been through it. I've been through it, but I didn't like go online to like meet people to like
Speaking
help
of,
me.
yeah, what's your
You
take
know?
on people like 90 Day Fiance? Like if they have issues.
Oh, I don't watch that show.
Wait, there are issues.
But-
That you know they're issues. They need a green card.
But I'm saying like they still have issues. I'm saying, how do you like partake issues like that? Like
In
if
90
like a
Day
green card
Fiancé, is it
marriage.
always a green card situation?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
is
they
it?
say
I
it's
don't know how
love.
much I-
Even if like they actually are sexually attracted, like if they lived by you, would you even acknowledge them?
Probably not.
No,
But like situations like that, how do you?
I don't know.
Oh, that's tough.
But you don't even watch it. It's the funniest show.
You need to. It's so good. This woman just bought her dress at Goodwill.
Guys, I just, for the first time ever, watched Vanderpump Rules.
The best. I love Vanderpump
I'm
Rules.
My girlfriend's a
obsessed.
big
I'm
Bravo
obsessed.
fan, so I've like seen it
can't.
way
It's
more
so
than I would
good.
love
So good.
to
It's
admit.
so
But yeah, I don't want to admit this, but I may have followed some people on Instagram.
Who?
Jax.
I love him.
Dude,
You better not follow Kristen. She's so
But
annoying.
I also
No,
follow
Jack,
Brittany 'cause she's so
Stassi.
cute.
Yeah.
Stassi,
Oh,
of course.
yeah.
Oh, I think I might follow her too.
and
I like
although-
Brittany.
Wait,
Yeah.
who's the British dick DJ?
Oh, James Kennedy.
James, yeah, the dude.
Busboy / DJ.
Yeah, the episode where
That was the most amazing.
the episode where Tom and Tom
amazing
open
impression.
their place. And
Oh, yeah.
he's like in the closet upstairs DJ.
Yeah.
The worst.
It's
And his
like
like
so
trash
the perfect
girlfriend
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
who just wants to be on that
She's
show.
just so fucking stupid.
I know.
I mean, listen.
She's like, I love dogs.
Here's
Like,
the thing.
Who
I
the
am
fuck doesn't?
honestly.
I bet you love tacos and traveling too,
right?
bitch.
You,
My problem with
Huji,
this-
or whatever it is.
My
Huji.
problem
Hooga.
with this is that I am all about like women empowerment. So like,
Yeah.
great. And
Me
I
too.
will
Topple the
support
patriarchy.
women 100%. But that fucking girl's so goddamn stupid.
I
can't even get
know.
behind her.
Well, guys,
Right.
It's like
who's the girl that's engaged to Jax? What's her name?
Brittany. I
Brittany.
love
I
Brittany.
love
And didn't he cheat on her twice?
well, you know, she loves him, and I guess you do things for people that you love. So maybe that's not a red flag for her. Maybe
I watched
It's a
that
yellow
show.
flag.
Maybe
for
it's
her.
a yellow flag for her.
I
Full
literally-
circle.
I
Yeah.
literally watch that show and just Google their net worths and look at how many followers they
Yeah,
have on Instagram.
it's out of control. Anyway, the other thing I was thinking about was like the other red flag or deal breaker, real deal breaker is that like you don't actually have anything past physical chemistry. So like
Yeah.
I talk a little bit about my ex on this podcast, but realistically speaking, he and I had zero in common outside of like,
He was jacked and dreamy.
yes.
I don't know how you
Big,
bagged him, if we're being honest.
Giant thing that I was not
Ding,
mad.
ding.
Yeah, I was not mad about it. He was super handsome, and that's all we had. There was a lot of physical chemistry, but like,
Usually, I got to tell you, when Jenna sends me these pictures, I usually show them to my girlfriend. I'm like, she is fucking slaying. What is going on here?
Is this me?
why do you doubt me? Why do you doubt my
I doubt
like
everybody.
ability to like
I'm
get
a skeptic by nature.
That's rude.
Continue.
He was very handsome, but and he was brilliant in all these things, but we just were not. We did not have like
Anything to
common-
talk about.
What was his
Nothing.
zodiac sign?
Yeah.
Well, he was a Scorpio, and I'm a Scorpio, so that also.
I think I'm a Scorpio.
you
are?
are?
You are?
I think.
I mean, I love Scorpios.
I don't know, I always-
I'm a Pisces, so we're compatible. Like
okay.
she's, if she was a guy, she'd be my match.
well, the only
Well, I
reason
thought she pre-surgery she was, though. Right?
Dr.
also-
DeVroe.
The only
What's
reason
what
I-
are you?
What's that?
What are you?
Cancer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, remember
So are we?
read-
Yeah,
I'm
we
a water
talked about
sign,
it.
right?
I'm water. You're
I'm
not.
not.
No.
I'm fire. Okay.
We're fire.
no,
yeah, I was
whatever.
gonna say we're fire. Yeah. for sure.
The only reason I know I'm a Scorpio, but sometimes I always doubt it because when I went, so stupid. When I was younger, I went somewhere, like I think to Mexico with my family, and everyone had bracelets. You know, you could get those like friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
And they all said Scorpio, Leo, whatever. And I didn't know it meant
Like a sign?
a sign. And I loved, I got one that said Leo, and I just, because I
For
liked,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't even remember the reason behind it.
She's
I
like,
just got
Rose and
that.
Jack, give me Leo.
I'm not even kidding. Whenever people ask my sign, I get this flashback of this
So
fucking
you confused yourself with your
of
zodiac
this
sign.
shit fucking, I'm child labor band that I bought.
When is your birthday?
November 12th.
Okay.
So I'm a Scorpio, yeah.
Yeah. October 26th. I thought maybe we were like.
We've been trying to forget that.
Why?
I don't want to celebrate the day.
I don't celebrate my birthday.
She does. She
don't.
didn't even tell me it was her birthday.
Yeah,
I
I
ran
lie.
into her friend at the bar, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "Oh, blah blah blah. Did you wish Liz happy birthday?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, I've been with this girl.
I've always stressed out. I deactivate my Facebook. I'm very dramatic. I don't know.
I deactivate the year, but not my fucking
The year.
date.
Yeah, the year. I don't do the year, but
Like,
the date
I'm
is-
turning-
My year is hidden for
I'm
sure.
turning
year's
20
definitely
at the end of this month, and I'm fertile now. So it's like, how do you stress
pregnant.
that without?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Beats me.
But in June, I turned 45.
What,
Yeah.
sir?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
I've literally only
crazy.
dated younger women. My wife was 9 years younger than me. My current girlfriend's substantially
Wait,
younger than
Big
me.
Daddy when she starts dating that old balls guy.
Yeah, what's your
Oh,
10-year
you've
plan?
got
Don't
old
die.
balls. Oh, that's so sweet.
Did she ask
Just
your
because they
prostate
dip
health?
in the water does not make them old. Wait, does that make them old? I don't know.
I know, it kind of makes them all.
Wait, so do you only like dating substantially younger women? I feel like that's a type sometimes.
It's a thing for men.
I have
Men never date
until I
their
got
age.
divorced.
But
I had never ever dated someone my age ever, and now I've dated
Oh.
two people that were my age, and that was most of my serious relationships have been substantially younger.
Really?
Even, I dated last winter a 24-year-old.
Shut the fuck up.
We could babysit her.
Yeah, we could watch her.
I think technically I was. No, never mind.
Yeah. Gross.
Because then when you think about that, what's so funny is when people talk about age difference, they'll bring back elementary school to try to bring it home. They'll
It's
be like,
when I was 16, you were 2.
yeah,
Oh my god. Oh,
because
wait.
it doesn't sound weird when you talk about it now. Like when you're I'm this age and you're
Right.
but
Oh, you want? Wait, since I might as well tell you, it's horrible. So this 24-year-old, I was friends with her older sister. I met her when I was 19. So this girl was whatever age she was then.
like a fetus.
Literally, she was in grade school or something, and
She's in the womb.
I knew their family well, and then literally within a month of me getting divorced, she messaged me on Facebook and was just hey, real, just kind of casual, and then you could feel that that's where it was headed, and she eventually said, she was listen, I'm if you didn't realize that this is clearly a ploy to slide in your DMs, she's I've had a crush on you as long as I can remember, and now that it's not creepy or illegal, I wanted to give it a shot.
wow.
And I was appreciate, and she's
The
fucking
honesty.
hot and way younger than me. I was sure, let's experiment with this. And it was not an ideal situation. I went
this
through
story.
a roadblock on Black Wednesday last year. And
What do you mean a roadblock?
the police were stopping every car that went through.
Like a literal.
I thought this was an analogy.
No,
or something.
literally,
Fair,
the police
fair.
pulled us over. She's hammered. You can smell the booze just coming out of her pores.
You
And
roofied her.
I did
Yeah.
not. No roofie necessary. But
It was her 21st birthday as well.
it was. She was lying about being 24. She was actually 17. But
Yeah.
semantics.
What?
No.
Tomato,
R.
tomato.
Kelly over here.
The whole time I was talking
peeing
to
on
the
her.
cops, she was fucking Snapchatting it and being right now TJ's talking say hi and holding it to the and then as we get away and we're leaving, she starts Snapchatting it again and she's tell everyone what happened, TJ. I told you to turn left and you turn right and look what fucking happened. Ha ha ha.
Oh my god! And then you stayed with her. That was the only yellow flag for you.
That should have been a red flag for you.
That was actually the last night I saw her.
No,
After you hooked up.
yeah, you still fucked her.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't even. I just can't. Anyway. All right. So
Serious talk.
I know. I think we got a little bit off subject, but
Okay.
realistically
Serious
speaking,
talk.
I'd like to end this episode with saying
Public service announcement.
yeah, for sure. You know how so I watch all those dramas. There's a Grey's Anatomy. There's
Law and Order SVU.
yeah, where they do the end announcement where
They're
they're
like, this is really an
suicide
issue?
is really
Yes.
yeah, exactly. I feel like we need to end this episode like that. Basically, if you guys have any massive trauma, abuse or I don't know, anything that's just a massive red flag.
Just recognize the
like
signs.
recognize it early and like get yourself out of that situation, because realistically speaking, what I have learned over the past year and a half of being divorced and lots of therapy is like you have to love yourself first. So it's really important to love who you are and think that you are worth more than whatever this asshole has put you through. So
Perfect sentiment.
right, I think so.
And can I elaborate on that briefly?
Yeah, go ahead.
So everyone's got baggage. We've all got our issues. Every person you meet, there's going to be yellow flags. There's going to be red flags. There are going to be things that are borderline deal breakers. The key is acknowledging them in their totality. And if someone is coming off as manipulative, they seem like a sociopath, if they're a narcissist,
Yeah.
be
Oh,
yeah,
aware of
don't-
that.
you're a narcissist. I love
Man,
you.
Jesus
I love
fucking
you
Christ.
so much.
but I've never abused anyone ever.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
This is
But
true.
that's my point, is there are people who are fucked up, but there are people who are fucked up and will hurt you. And
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
like figure that out, the difference.
For
what
sure.
what I've noticed is a lot of people have actually like, gone through some type of abuse, and like
Right.
you wouldn't think it at all. Like you see someone's Instagram, you're like, oh my gosh, like they're so happy, they're so
Yeah.
lucky, blah blah blah. But you've no idea like what a lot of people, I guess, go through until you yourself go through it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And I think a lot of that though is because social media is so easy to like
Skewed.
portray like
And I think
what you
all-
want people to
Oh,
see
for
instead
sure.
of like,
Like the
what
good.
real life is.
100%.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
when things aren't going well, to make it seem like it is.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think like it's really important that everyone who's listening like knows their worth and knows what they should ask for and what they should expect in a relationship. So like red flags, deal breakers, like we joke about it, but like be steadfast in what's important to you and like what you can put up with and what you can't put up
Yeah,
with.
know your worth.
Know your worth. I think that's really
And like this is the
bottom line.
one time where you shouldn't be justifying
Right.
these red flags.
100%.
This is where like
Yep.
you don't ever take accountability or fault, no matter
Right.
like what is said. Like nothing should lead to that type of behavior
100%.
on either end. So
Yep, I agree
Agreed.
100%.
All right. Well, on that note, first I want to say, Tina, Liz, thank you ladies so much.
Thanks. So good talking to you.
It has been a pleasure. You guys were super charming and hysterical. So as advertised, we appreciate it. Everybody, do us a favor. Follow them if you don't already. Of course, you do already. They have like 60,000 followers, but at Overheard _ Chicago.
It's because Overheard in Chicago was taken. We wouldn't have been that annoying if it wasn't needed.
we messaged her. We're trying to give her to give it up.
Yeah, she has one follower. It's been really hard.
That's annoying. Yeah. So follow them. Be on the lookout for their podcast.
What
That is-
up?
I'm sure is going to be awesome, and that I'm definitely going to help them tighten up. So they're going to be great.
Bill and I are the science guys.
So, guys, you know the drill. If you have a topic you want to explore or have any questions you would like to ask, you can write to us at menagepod3@gmail.com. Again, someone else got Menage-A-Pod. Those fucks.
Well, thank God you guys didn't add a fucking underscore because
Yeah.
we really
we
fucked
did, we
ourselves.
did 3 because initially our thing was to have 3 people, but yeah, whatever.
yeah.
So,
Sorry.
And Menage, isn't that 3?
Yeah, it is. That was the joke. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
I get
Well
it.
done. Well done.
so write to us at menagepod3@gmail.com or text us at 872-221-2083.
You guys are giving numbers.
You
out.
ruined the
It's a-
number.
guys,
Yeah,
guys.
say it again. Say it again.
Google Voice. Just get a Google Voice account. And you get a separate number that'll ring to your phone, and you can filter it. And they
We're
never.
shady. We're aware of Google Voice.
We would,
Okay.
and we would have given. I would have given my fucking home number.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
So again, 872-221-2083.
Thirsty ass.
As always, thank you for listening to us on Apple Podcasts. Anywhere else you get your podcasts, please rate, review, subscribe, tell all your friends, do all of the things. Jenna, what do you got?
No, I got nothing except for like don't be an asshole and like leave us a rude review.
Guys,
Yeah.
our podcast is
I will
awesome. We bring you
find
great
you.
guests
We
like
love
Tina and
you
Liz,
guys.
Yeah.
everybody. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Have a great night.
Bye.